Yes, everybody, what's going on? My name is Stephen Howson. That is Adam Mckola. This is Howson and Mckola Uncensored, not to be confused with the Full-Time Devils video, which is Mckola and Howson Uncensored, because, as you can see, that's a totally different show.
Different people, different show.
Different order in the title. Like, you know, it's a different as The Wire is to Neighbours.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Less Aussies, less Australians, granted.
Yeah,
but
Neighbours was great.
No, it wasn't.
It was. Well, was it Home and Away?
Are you thinking for the reasons I'm thinking?
Which one was Kylie?
Neighbours. About 30 years ago, by the way.
Who was that fella with the glasses and the white hair?
Narrow it down.
The old fella in one of those. He was quite funny.
Lou Carpenter.
Can't remember.
That's who Jimmy Lumsden looks like.
I was thinking of Thingy the other day, Heartbeat. Do you remember Heartbeat? Proper Sunday stuff where it'd make you think, oh, school tomorrow when Heartbeat was on. But Heartbeat was a cracking. Greengrass, what a legend.
Oh, mate.
Oh, Greengrass.
What's going on?
Is this signs we're cracking up talking about Greengrass?
Probably.
Drinking water and shit. What's going on here?
Yeah, no, what is going on there? Why are you drinking water? Are you well?
I don't know. Today I had a headache, so I thought probably lacking water or something. I don't drink much water, so I thought maybe it's time. I'm like a plant, ain't I?
Why? Right. So he asked a question over on Twitter, and two people have come up with the same thing. One is, why do people hate our academy players? Another one is, why do so many Twitter reds hate our academy players? That's spooky. Loads of people have mentioned Delo. Someone's asking about Carragher's desperation tweet.
Let me go see what Carragher's been doing.
But what's the crack with the Delo stuff? Is it literally just because there's no other news? Someone mentioned Delo.
I think it's a possibility, and I'll tell you why. I like Diogo, and if it was my decision, I would keep him in the squad because I think one injury, touch wood, it doesn't happen, but one injury to Wan-Bissaka or a Brandon or a Luke Shaw, and Diogo Delo becomes an important player to your team.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see where you could raise a decent chunk of money to then reinvest in a position that we haven't got so much depth in. I can see the sense in that. If we got rid of Diogo Delo, Smalling, Jones and Rojo, we'll probably raise around 50 to 60 million pounds, maybe. And that can be used on a player that we need more of. Because I think if we buy Jadon Sancho, we buy Igalo, we're not buying much else unless we sell.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily about the money that comes direct in, cash price, sticker price, off the sale. It's the space in the wages, which we have cleared a bit off lately, but I think there's a long way to go still. You still have one of the highest wage bills in England, and that's not right.
Is that based though on like when? Because you know when the reports come out, isn't that based on the last year? So isn't that based on United having Lukaku and Sanchez's full wage and
I don't know.
All those? So I think it would be a little bit. I think it'll be different in a year, like in the next report's time. It would have dropped drastically.
Young was on a lot, that's gone. Obviously, Lukaku was on a lot, that's gone.
He wouldn't have been on a huge amount, but he's gone. Like
significant enough to pay the rent. I reckon it'd be all right for the rent.
And we would have recouped like Rojo would have probably paid a fee, which would have went towards his wages and things like that. Like that would have come off. Lukaku would have been on a good chunk. You've even got to think of like Zlatan, Mourinho. Ollie's wage compared to Mourinho's wage is going to be a drastic difference.
Yeah.
So our wage bill has been. I just think Diogo Delo is a player that can, outside of the first 11, he's probably a player that can say, because Ethan Laird can't because of his added injuries. He can say, I need more first team. I need to be playing first team football at this moment in time.
Oh, what you're getting in the first team with him. As much as we all rate Ethan extremely highly, it is an unknown quantity except for one match. You haven't seen him in 10 matches to know what level he is in the first team. We all know he's an exciting youngster with a lot of prospect, but beyond that, we don't.
But it's like Diogo can demand to play, and he can say, well, I need first team football to develop. Look, when Mourinho come in, he said he's the best fullback in Europe, like best young fullback in Europe. So he's clearly highly rated, and I can see where a possibility could be moved for both the club and the player to be happier if he moved on. I personally feel, though, you keep him. Because I think, one, you don't sell him to Spurs. And although PSG are in for him, are they really? I can't see that one happening. I just think we should keep him. Keep him in the squad. The last thing we need is an injury to someone. Or, I don't know, Brandon Williams doesn't quite develop as we expected. Ethan Laird gets injured or goes out on loan. I think you keep him. Timbo would probably come into Diogo's space if Diogo left the squad. But what if Timbo gets injured again?
I mean, we got a lot of injury-prone players. A lot, Tuan Zabi, Laird, Timbo. All of these lads have got top draw potential.
Even Diogo, a little bit.
Yeah, he's had a few, hasn't he? Mm-hmm. And then you look beyond that to some of the more senior members of the squad, like Phil Jones, who's has he ever played 30 games in a league season? Let's have a Google.
Probably once or twice, but it wouldn't have been a consistent 30. Like, it would have been with breaks in between, and probably when he was a squad member, so he wasn't as relied on. Nope.
29 he got in his first season, and like you said, that's probably league games. This is. He got 41 overall. In 2013-14, he got 39.
He's only had 2 seasons with over 30 games overall.
Yeah.
That's incredible. With having 9 seasons at the club.
Yeah. He's approaching his 10th season. He's played 224 games. Rashford's played 200, hasn't he?
Yeah. I feel sorry for Phil.
201 Marcus has played. So he's only played 23 games more than Rashford.
When you put it that way.
And Marcus has been in the team for 4 years.
And he's been injured for half of this season, which is a big percentage of his time in the first team when you narrow it down to how long he's been here. Wow. I didn't realise that. That when you put it that way, that is phenomenal.
Stark.
It is. Martial 208 as well, yeah. Even. Well, bloody hell. And they've had half the time there. Crazy.
Madness.
Yeah. But it was kind of what happened with Jones and Smalling. Smalling was the most valuable, so that's why he got his move. Like, I can see that happening with Diogo Dalot. Him being the most valuable of the fringe players, so we decide to sell him.
Well, that's it, isn't it? Like, if you've got a big asset and you go, well, I'm not 100% certain on him, well, let's move him on then for someone you are more certain with, because there is a value attached, and that value is only sliding if you don't play the guy. Like, look at Damian. If we'd have sold him after the first few months at United, everyone was like, Italian Gary Neville, guy's fucking mint. If someone had come in for him then, like Juventus, and you flipped him, you weren't flipping him for a loss. You was flipping him for a profit. The timing is everything for when to move people on and stuff.
We've also not discussed Aaron Wan-Bissaka, take him from that spot. You could be amazing, and you find it very difficult to remove him from that position.
Well, do you know what it is? It's Gary Neville and Paddy Evra time. We had Fabio and Groove Rider, didn't we? Fabio and Raphael, right?
Yeah.
We signed them because we wanted Fabio, and Raphael came as the package, supposedly.
Fabio was the main man, wasn't he?
Yeah.
The captain of the...
And it was like, you can only get Fabio if you take his brother, and was like, well, his brother's not shit. All right, we'll take him. But it was Fabio that we wanted initially. Now, Fabio had a prime Paddy Evra who is fucking bulletproof in front of him. Paddy didn't get injured, and if he did, he'd just be like...
Yeah.
And in front of Raphael was a end-of-the-road Gary Neville. So Raphael's chances just came in droves, and I think Raphael played over 100 times for us, and Fabio played...
To be fair, Fabio had his injuries as well. At the wrong times.
Well, he started Champions League final, didn't he?
I was just literally about to say that. I think it was Fabio that started the final. So he had his moments, but yeah, you're right. It's like that opportunity, and it's so difficult unless something... I keep touching wood, but unless something bad was to happen to Wan-Bissaka, like, no one's taking that spot off him. I can even see him going through a little rough patch, and because he's got credit in the bank, we stick by him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's difficult for anyone to take that spot off him.
Aaron Bambino says, do you think that United could apply an inverted fullback with Wan-Bissaka or Shaw as they are defensively better, which allows more midfield freedom?
No, I don't think Shaw's a wing back or a full back. His best games have come at left centre half. We did this video the other day on the debate with Joe and Al, and we discussed the same thing. Like, I don't think Luke Shaw's best games come at left centre back. We shouldn't be accommodating him in other positions to get the best out of him. I don't think he's got the energy or the verve or the drive to really play for this current Manchester United team, and I think eventually he'll be out of the team. So,
the thing with inverted fullbacks is as well, because it's one of the chapters I'm working on at the moment. Inverted fullbacks isn't a starting position in a team. There's a couple of ways to invert fullbacks. You can do it asymmetrically, which is one of the ways I was thinking about implementing myself, which is where you have your back four, get me in camera, and let's say left back pops into the number 6 position directly ahead of one of the other centre halves, basically just like ignoring this channel behind where the left back would be, and fills in as an extra man in midfield, enabling you to have extra numbers to be able to knock it around in midfield.
Not that good.
I don't think he's that good. Not for that position.
He's not that. He's not.
The other way is your two inverted fullbacks both invert, and this is what City do. So City will have 2 defenders.
Chris Wilder's a fan as well at times.
Yeah, but he does it in a different way. But the two wing backs, fullbacks will pop into midfield, and they will narrow the pitch. You see, a lot of fullbacks will overlap. Everything's about trying to create an advantage, a numerical advantage somewhere on the pitch. That's why Chris Wilder has his overlapping. Technically, they're underlapping if you want to get into that, but that's why he has centre halves. One of the reasons Harry Maguire is successful when he marches up the pitch is because he adds the extra man with the ball, and then people go, fucking hell, I'm marking him. Who's getting him? It's all about creating an extra man somewhere. The inverted fullbacks thing, it's different and it's cool, and it's something I'm going to try with Paddock, but because of the certain way that I want to play. But I don't know if both Wan-Bissaka and in fact, I'm almost certain Wan-Bissaka's not cut out for that.
I think Wan-Bissaka could potentially. This is a way Diogo could get a chance, and maybe Ethan even, is if you put Wan-Bissaka at right centre back, and I don't think that's taking anything away from his game, and I don't think you're accommodating him either, because he'd still be our best right back or best right wing back. But I think that's a position he could play.
I do.
We've seen Kyle Walker play there, and I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka is defensively better than Kyle Walker. So I think it could work there for him. But again, it's hard to displace this geezer out of the team. How do you do it? But then, and you see how important fullbacks are becoming in football as well, like how much possession they have on the ball. How much time and space they have on the ball a lot of the time as well, especially at Old Trafford. And that's maybe why Diogo has still got a chance, because of how good he is going forward.
Oh, think back to how much Luke Shaw, Ashley Young, Tony Valencia get on the ball. It's a terrifying amount. It's a terrifying amount.
All the time.
And that's why...
Do they have most touches in a game? Would that be fair to say?
It's not far off if it isn't.
It'd be probably maybe centre-backs to wing-backs would be, or full-backs would be the most regular pass as well, I'd imagine.
Liverpool hold their entire possession in their back line. So their back line just passes it to itself. And then it moves slowly up the pitch, just pendulum back to itself. I mean, you'll see Van Dijk will do 118 passes to the people left and right of him.
And the midfielders just recycle it back. They recycle the possession back to that, don't they?
Yeah.
And that's why Henderson's so good in there. He's just a workhorse. He'll get the ball and give it off. Sometimes simplicity is. There's
something in that being a very well trained system where you know what you want to do. You get to an area on the pitch and you've drilled it that hard that you know what you're going to try and achieve when you get there, and that's what makes some good coaches. But it's not. You don't always have to play like that. Fergie's rules for football were pace, power, unpredictability. That was his thing, was to be unpredictable. So you can't, if I say to you, close your eyes, imagine a Klopp style of play. You've got it. If I say, close your eyes, imagine a Guardiola style of play, you've got it. If I say, give me a Conte style of play, you've probably got it. Allegri, got it. Simeone, got it. But what was Fergie's? Well, it evolved. It wasn't a set style of play that you could make textbooks about, because one of the tenets of Fergie's thing was to be unpredictable. And do you know what? I'm also seeing a growing trend of people saying that Fergie wasn't a tactician.
Yeah, I think that's bullshit. I think Fergie was he did rely a lot on man management, but that takes away from how good he would have been tactically. So I think that's a little bit unfair. He would have got his coaches to breed certain things into players, and that would have all come from Fergie anyway. So even if coaches are indirectly, teaching or coaching a certain method or a certain style of play to someone, it's coming from the manager anyway.
Champions League final 2008, Wes Brown told us the whole plan, the whole week, was to work on isolating Ronaldo in the air against Essien. How did we score our goal, by the way?
First one, that way.
Exactly that. You know what I mean?
Wes
So
Brown's assist.
when left foot, when he's identifying patterns of play and weaknesses in a team, and they're getting exploited. This happened countless times.
You remember Welbeck occupied like an almost defensive midfield position against Real Madrid, and absolutely bossed it.
I think prior to Nani getting sent off in that game against Real Madrid, I think United was going through in that game.
Rooney got dropped. He brought in Welbeck. Everyone was thinking, what the hell is going on?
But it was working, wasn't it? Did he have Van Persie down the middle, or was Van Persie injured?
Van Persie played in the home game, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm thinking it was Van. Yeah, because Welbeck led the line in a Bernabeu, because that was a line we used for ages.
He got killed in the Bernabeu. Because I had a ticket in the Madrid end, and because I never got one with United fans, and then my dad's mate's a Real Madrid season ticket holder, so he got us 2 tickets, and we travelled down there with them and that. Mate, I sat on my hands there, and United Welbeck, I was. The way I am about Marshall, I was that way with Welbeck. I protected him with everything I had. Yeah. And when he scored, I lost my head in there, and I just felt loads of hands pulling my shirt back. So I would sit down into my seat. It was nuts. And the geezer that we were with had to tell people don't kill him. Just don't kill him. And then Real Madrid scored, and it was sad times for me.
Being in the opposition end at a football match is just not fun at all. I nearly got arrested at the Etihad about 10 years ago because I jibbed in.
I remember that day.
It was the one when Darius Vassell missed a penalty.
Sorry, I was thinking of the Emirates. Sorry.
Oh no, I had a ticket for that day.
Yeah.
And I actually got arrested.
Fun times in that London. I'm sure there's a way. Loads of people jibbed in that game at the Emirates. I think it was that one.
I had a ticket from a certain Belgian footballer.
Adnan Januzaj?
No, Sideshow Bob.
That was the game. Was that the game where Wilshere kind of pushed his head into him and he just looked at him?
No, that was... did we win that game? I think we won that game. No, we got spanked. It was the black kit, or the one with the Aztec pattern on, the cool 90s one.
Oh, yeah. Damian got ended, didn't he?
Oh, mate. Did we lose 3-0? We lost 3-0, didn't we?
Yeah. That was sad. That blue one was under Van Gaal, because that kit was quite nice. That blue.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Kit. It's a good kit. Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, that was...
What have you made of the bleached kits?
Fucking horrific, aren't they?
I like the home and the green one.
Nah. The green one more so than the others. I reckon that's probably an entirely different shade when it actually...
It's very Bayern Munich, isn't it, at the moment?
A little bit. Remember when there was a time when everyone who was sponsored by Fly Emirates, they all had Adidas kits. I think it was Real Madrid, was it Bayern Munich, and Chelsea was essentially had the same kits. And it was just there you go, there's a blue one for you, a red one for you, and a white one for you. And they'd be like, oh, thanks, mister.
But that happened a lot, didn't it? It happened with a lot of kits. Like Adidas one time had just a template of kits and they just changed the colours on them.
Yeah, they're like, hey, Brad, what colour's Manchester United?
Yeah.
Red. Okay.
Adidas German.
Yeah, but it's Americans that design it.
Oh. That's killed the vision.
Well, do you think it was some geezer, some blonde dude sitting there with lederhosen on and a pint?
Well, not with lederhosen on, with Adidas on, but yeah, that would have been cool. Have you watched Sunderland Till I Die?
I have.
Mate, how good is that?
I like the first season better than the second season.
Yeah, you see more in the first season.
Why was there no dressing room footage?
I was about to say that. I think they must have had an agreement where there was certain bits left out, I imagine, because surely you see more from the dressing room. And it was more about the fans, wasn't it?
Yeah. Is that the first one or the second one? That was the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's like...
Yeah, second one was about...
Both of them, so they're both merging into one in my head. But, like...
I watched them all in the same day, by the way.
Yeah, I've watched them all in the last 48 hours. Because they make you relate to the fans. I watched it like, let me sit and watch Sunderland fucking it up and like watching it with a smirk on my face, and then you feel sorry for the fans and like the human, like, and you just start thinking, I know they lose against Portsmouth, but I hope they do it. It's like those bastards Poznan the fuck out of us when we lost that title. So
they did. I totally forgot about that watching it, because you do get sympathy for them for watching it, don't you? You sort of like, you don't support them clearly, but like you're interested in the story and you want the people in it to be a success. You know, I found the Deadline Day one fascinating and boring at the same time.
Is that the one with the young Nigerian lad who went to Bordeaux?
No, not that one.
The Will Grigg one.
Yeah, the Will Grigg one. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was like,
the same summer, wasn't it? It was the same window. Sorry.
I was like, that's way more exciting.
Josh Major, that's his name.
I was like, it's way more exciting than you're making it, and I know there's things in here that you're not showing, and it was just like a shit edit. It was almost like they got the work experience lad to finish the edit. Like, I just didn't think that one was good. I thought the that posh Tory fella that they got for the second season, the chairman's mate, he's off his fucking rocker ears.
But you know what? Yeah, some of the things that he was saying, he was right in saying.
Yeah, he just did it in a Tory way, didn't he?
Did it in a proper dickhead way, and it was like putting techno in their stadium. It's like, who do you think you are? You get me? It's like, what the hell's going on? It's like Wayne Lineker's taken over or something. But then, like, when he was like trying to drive sales of tickets, and he was like telling people to use their own initiative, and the woman's like moaning because she has to almost do her job, and you're thinking, he's right. Like, you need to have some sort of initiative and like try and change the way things have been working around here. So you kind of understood it, but he went about it the wrong way. The other fella, Stuart Donald, I thought he seemed to come across more genuine, and he genuinely felt gutted when he seemed like was going to miss out on Will Grigg for the fans and things like that. But yeah, I thought that other dude, what's his name?
I can't remember the name of either of them, to be honest.
The one was Stuart Donald, I think, and the other one had some mad. Yeah, like you say, mad Tory name. You see what the taxi driver was like? What did he say? He goes, a Tory bastard. He was like, yes, lad. Come on, Sunderland.
Of all the places to go and be a bit posh and Tory, Sunderland is just not that gaff, is it?
Well, it's a lot of it's changed recently, hasn't it? I mean, a lot of it has changed politically up north now. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of strongholds have changed right now, so it's not as it once was, I guess. Although the people are still the same, the people are still working class, and the people, probably still have the same issues.
Right, you can't have it on United, but who would you want to see a behind-the-scenes documentary done on which professional football
team? If I could have one season of United, it'd be 13-14 under Moyes. Just see the contrast, like from the last day of Fergie to the last day of Moyes.
Or the entire calendar year of 2013. Then that would have been fun, wouldn't it? Yeah. So you've got the crescendo of like winning the title, Fergie telling him all he's leaving. Mate, there'd have been some amazing moments in that last 6 months of Fergie, and then like all of the staff going like, apparently it's David Moyes coming in, and some of them going, fuck you, what?
And like when you hear stories of I don't know, Ryan Giggs and Van Persie walking off the training field and things like that. Like, just to see if they were true, like, because I have a feeling some of them were true, but just to see if they were true. But a season or a club, Arsenal around Wenger would have been nuts. Portsmouth when they won the cup and got relegated.
Well, that was a very interesting time with Portsmouth, wasn't it? Because you had Crouch, Defoe, Sol Campbell, Kanu, random as... Yeah, I think it was Redknapp that did that.
Fucking hell, put it all on his plate, why don't you?
Oh, mate, that would have been hilarious. Yeah, that would have been very interesting. That, yeah. If you had to go to, like, you can obviously go back and see some mad ones in history. Like City, the 2008 season when they, like, Frank Sinatra was getting locked up, wasn't he? For something in Thailand. So you'd have had that going on, and then obviously the Sheikhs buying the club. That would have been interesting to watch from the outside. I bet that was just pure drama. But forgetting about the historical ones, because obviously you could have had some amazing seasons. Where if you're a documentary film crew now and you can go anywhere except United, where are you going? Spurs is obviously a good one with Jose.
Leeds when Leeds went down.
No, you got to go now. Have to go now. So.
Oh, sorry. I thought I meant I could go in a time machine.
No, you got no time machine. You and your crew are rocking up now.
Next season.
Yeah, you got 12 months from now. I'll let you go to the end of May, actually. So you got 13 months from now.
Tottenham. I know it's being done, but Tottenham, bro. Mourinho's box office. That is going to be amazing. You know.
Yes, I do think. If it's
Mourinho coming in, Mourinho getting sacked, it's going to happen in the next 12 months. All of that is going to... Daniel Levy, I want to know what he's like, really.
Do you think he's like a Bond villain?
Happening. So that's cheating, okay. Not that one. That's happening, isn't it?
Do you reckon he is like an actual Bond villain, like he wears leather gloves inside and he strokes a cat?
He looks like a Bond villain, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, yeah. If you told me he was a Bond villain, I'd been like... Yep.
You need some leather gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like a Bond villain. But apart from... Because that's being done, that's cheating, so... You know who have had some mad times? Birmingham City, but I think that's all settled down now, so no.
Everton with a new stadium, maybe?
With Ancelotti and the owners. Nah. Newcastle? Shit!
Yeah, probably right, yeah. Yeah, Mike Ashley leaving.
Actually just said that about City, but you get to see it with Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle then, innit? Newcastle with Saudi Arabia coming in.
United, it wouldn't work. Because I feel United would block a lot of things.
Oh, God, yeah. United wouldn't allow it to be a real documentary.
You'd never get the truth.
You get more truth out of North Korea than United.
It'd be propaganda full. So I wouldn't go deal with United anyway. Did you watch the Jordan one yet? The first two episodes?
Did I? I can't believe how honey-dicked I've gotten that they're releasing it one at a time. That's literally the opposite of Netflix.
I hate that. Normally, like...
Netflix go, boom, there you go. There's the season.
I'll wait for the 10 and then I'll watch them all. Yeah, that because I didn't notice that. I just started watching it and I was like, yes, episode 3. Let me go make a cup. I'll come back. And it was like season 1, episode 1. I was thinking, what? Yeah, do
you know what, though? I reckon they're probably learning, and I think that there's probably something in not releasing everything in one go, because the talk about it is high at the moment. If you'd have like binge watched it all at weekend, that talk tapers off. Now that talk's going to build next week, and it might build again higher than next week, and you might get 2-3 months, especially while everyone's in lockdown, of people talking about that documentary. I don't understand the incentive for Netflix to continue. Obviously, they've got to service the customers with good content, obviously, but like they're paying like $200 million for some contracts for comedy specials and stuff. What?
You never know yet. They might have seen that, okay, our demographic at the moment is XYZ, and we need to get sports people to start signing up. So they've started doing these Sunderland things, football things.
Maybe.
And now that keeps them on for like 2-3 months, doesn't it?
Right, let us know in the comments. Have you ever cancelled a Netflix account? I think I got one.
I did when it first came out. Remember when they used to deliver it to your house?
I remember that then, because they used to
I had
my
the
via
trial.
then. Was it Love Film as well? Was the same thing?
Yeah. I had the trial, and then like, I probably still owe them for that DVD or something. But yeah, I remember then, but I've never cancelled one since. I don't actually. In fact, I don't have an account on Netflix. I use someone else's in the house. If someone else is in the house, like I pay for Amazon Prime, and they pay for Netflix, so some shit like that.
Mate, I'm on everything. I
got Disney Plus 6 months free with my phone.
Yeah, interesting, isn't it? I don't see what Netflix needs to advertise or anything like that. Who isn't aware of Netflix at this stage? Let us know in the comments if you've not got a Netflix account or don't jack someone else's.
Well, they've had an incredible spike recently,
which tells you that other people have obviously signed up.
And I suppose, like, if everyone's at home, you might need an extra account now. Things like that. Or people that were using other accounts, they're like, yo, mate, I need my account back because my mom needs it. Or, shit like that. So it's like, there people are thinking, oh, fuck, I got to get one. But it's like, what is it? I don't even know how much it is. I paused my Virgin Sky Sports and stuff. Pause that. Did you pause that?
No. I've got BT, the full Sky package, even though I haven't even looked at it. Do you know what? About 2 weeks ago, I did look at Sky Sports News just to see how bad it had got.
I hate Jim White, so Jim White popped up in Sunderland Till I Die. I was thinking, what the? Like, why are they using this guy? Like, he was talking about, they need to get busy. And fuck off! You don't know nothing. Shut
up. Yeah, there's all sorts of shit that's still on. Netflix and Tesco, I reckon, is probably the two biggest earners out of this lockdown.
Well, yeah, all the supermarkets, aren't they?
Yeah.
One of my shops down the road, like, how everyone's putting the prices up? He shot for a few days and he was like, my suppliers have put the prices up, I can't do this to people. And so he just shut, and I was thinking, wow, you got some morals on you. But then he's open now, it's cool. But it was like, most people would be like, oh, fuck, I'm just going to have to stay open and everyone can take the price hit. But fair play to me.
Yeah, it's a weird one when people putting the prices up on stuff like that.
It's a weird world we're living in. Like, I've forgotten. Like, bro, I haven't seen you in
6 weeks
since the Lynx match.
6 weeks.
Like, it feels like it feels like that was a different year.
Mate, April's a month that didn't happen, innit?
And time's going. I feel like time should be going slow now. We're locked indoors, but time is flying by.
Yeah, we've been locked up approaching 6 weeks. Is it sort of? By Monday, is it 6 weeks? It's a long fucking time.
I'm saying they might be back in training soon. I can't see that.
I think everyone's watching the Bundesliga with an eagle eye, probably in more ways than one, actually. Like, I'm probably going to tune in.
But Germany's a better country than here, isn't it? In terms of, the way they're running that.
Seems like it.
And did they go into lockdown earlier than us?
They did some stuff, yeah, earlier, and it was adhered to. Like, their curve was just nothing. It was like, it barely registered compared to ours. I've seen what fucking Trump's come out and said. Mate, how has no one interrupted him, by the way? Because I'm pretty sure if I was on a fucking stand at the front of anything and I was like, why don't you just drink bleach? Someone would have been like, well, hang on a minute.
Bro, imagine, me and you said it on Uncensored, yeah? We'd have to cut it out. Because we'd be like, no, we can't put that on. This video ain't even going to get monetized.
And he's looking at the side going, daylight kills it, right? And I'm sure he says, like, it kills it in 1 minute. Or 1 second or 1 minute. It was something like that, and you just go...
Bro, who goes into press conferences and thinks out loud?
Trump.
Okay, those are the questions he asked in front of a camera. Imagine the questions he asked in briefings and stuff like that. Because I imagine he has... You'd know more about it. Like, I imagine they have meetings with, like, all right, we've got the Ministry of Defence dude here, we've got this guy here, we're having serious discussions about how the coronavirus is affecting...
I reckon he said, can we nuke China?
Can we nuke myself? Can we nuke the coronavirus? Like, what the fuck is going on in this geezer's
I reckon he did. I reckon he was like, one of his first words was, can we nuke China?
That's a good impersonation.
Oh, mate, he's off his head, isn't he? It was like, we just need to get some UV lights and disinfectant. President.
Is absolutely
Hang on.
rocket.
You what? Janine's lost something. Oh, she let the baby have it and she's lost it. Unlucky.
Never trust a baby with your drugs, Janine.
Do you believe that United can win the league under Ollie, says Gilly? Yeah.
I'm still on the fence.
Got to be a nationwide... Oh, that's about...
I believe he's building a team that could win the league.
Yeah.
But I'm on the fence as whether he could actually win the league. I don't think we've seen any proof as to whether he could or couldn't.
Fred's been talking about Jimmy Garner, apparently.
Yeah, he said he's the best in the academy.
So that's next week's news sorted.
Yeah, he said he's the best in the academy.
Jimmy came out and just started swinging. I don't know if someone was like, you know, you can have a shot like. And he was like, can I? And he was like, yeah, just have a dig. And he just hasn't stopped scoring since.
He's a baller. And I think Carrick's speaking to him.
I can see him emulating Carrick
with a bit more goals.
In a big way. Yeah, Carrick didn't really score a lot of goals.
Carrick used to frustrate me because when he scored good goals. And it was like, bruv, just shoot more.
Why do we value 30-yard goals over tap-ins?
Because they look better. You'd rather score a 30-yard goal than a tap-in. That's why.
But it's the same result.
It is, but it's, you know, having a wank and banging Megan Fox, you end up with the same result. But which one would you rather do?
Oh, I mean...
Well, it's social distancing these days, so you'd have to do the first one.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what my wife would say. It's not, though, because it's literally the same result. And, you know, what's the best tap-in? All right, forget that. It's Solskjaer's. That's a shit question. Solskjaer's is the best tap-in of all time, innit?
The best tap-in apart from Solskjaer's?
Did
Teddy Sheringham once score a dive slide on the floor, score a diving header? I imagine that. That was a great tap-in. It was a wet game. Someone slid on the floor, Eddie.
I've seen a few of them. Tried to emulate them at school as well. Just absolutely ruining clothes left, right, and centre.
I remember once someone, we were playing in a match, and someone went to stop the ball and head it over the line, and he got his face kicked off. The last man just got boom. I may or may not have been the last man.
Gotta let him know you're there, lad, innit? You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't a goal, do you know what I mean? Don't try and fuck around doing that stuff around here.
Are you excited for Paddock FC?
I am.
Are you anywhere near as excited as I am?
I want a game before you get good. Sounds like getting good pretty quick, so I need a game. Look, listen. I make my presence known. And for that, you get great viral clips.
Me and Joseph had a conversation yesterday. This first season that we're in, hopefully the Manchester League, still be to be confirmed. We're going to have a first team and a reserves. And we'll have an academy in name only. So, like, if you ring us up and say, we've got some under-18s, come and play us, we've got enough players to give you a game. But there won't be an official team. Next season, the plan is that we will have an official under-18s or 21s, just one academy team. It might be a catch-all. Joe, have loads of 17, 18-year-olds, but be 21, so they could stay together for a couple of years. And this is where Joe got excited, and this is where you might get excited. A Sunday League team. Because the first team's going to be quite, aiming to be elite and recruiting very, very good players. But obviously we've got our stadium, so don't mention the name of it because I haven't made it public yet. So our Sunday League team could kick off at 11, be done for 1, showered for 2, at our stadium for half 2, and get on the beers ready for the 6 p.m. kickoff slot that we've got for the first team, and we've got ready-made absolute off-the-head ultras already smashed. That could be a right good day, couldn't it? And if United are in the Champions League, we're playing on Saturdays, so there'd be no clash. Sensational.
And United are winning the league next season, so could have a promotion title, just epic party at the end of the season.
Yeah, belter.
Howson and Mckola, or Mckola and Howson Uncensored live, whichever one we fancy doing that day. We could even do the pod to nowhere as well if we fancied it.
I can't wait. We've done some. For those that are interested, a few people have messaged me. I'd just say keep an eye on the socials. As soon as we're back, you're obviously going to know when we're allowed out. Have a look on socials, or ask us, or head over to the website and see. Because I'll be banging an article on there. That's StretfordPaddockFC.com. I'll be sticking an article on there.
How great it's going to be when it's all over.
Oh, it's going to be good, isn't it? It's going to be so good. But we'll be doing. We're probably going to have another open trial for. I reckon we'll just start training and take anyone who wants to come train, and then we'll whittle that down prior to pre-season and name our squads.
But listen, the next sessions I'm going to be there, so if only come if you're serious.
Serious players only. Like, I literally want you guys to go and say, this is the best player I know, I'm going to recommend it to him. We've signed a few players that have played right the way throughout the top end of non-league. We've got a couple of lads that have played league football, even though they're deep into their 30s. So, we've got some good players. We've got players that have played international, under 21s and stuff. So, we got some fucking good players here. So, we ain't messing around. This isn't Sunday League. Sunday League will be next year. And it'll be Joe, and it'll be Mckola, and it'll be Alex and Cameron and all of them lot. And it'll be... I honestly think us lot doing Sunday League, especially because I'm not going to be coaching, I'm just going to be boozing. I think it's going to be such a fucking good laugh. Do you think you're getting the number 7?
That's my shirt from when I made my debut for United. Under... who was the manager there? Mourinho.
Yeah, Jose.
Didn't like me.
Yeah. So if you're interested in playing, it's serious players only. Until next year, then it'll be Sunday League, and then we'll literally be proper part life in it. That might be a good idea for the series title, actually, part life. But the proper team is going to be a proper team, and I'm taking it extremely seriously. Not least because there's not a lot else to do. It's just a really good distraction from the utter nonsense. And I think,
what's the point doing it if you're not going to take it seriously?
Well, yeah.
Because if you don't take it seriously, no one else is going to take it seriously. And then you may as well just go fuck yourself.
Well, what we're doing is mega overkill. Mega, mega, mega overkill.
Basically, just act like a Premier League club till you are a Premier League club. That is rule 1 in faking it till you're making it.
Which is what we're doing.
And we're doing it.
So hopefully it leads to results.
Agent at some point.
Do it in this series.
A spin-off series.
Yeah, it'll go down as well as Joey did for Friends.
Staff Let's Flats.
What?
Have you watched Staff Let's Flats?
No.
It's like a mockumentary, people just do nothing, or things like that. Yeah,
I've heard of that. Yeah.
We should do one where I'm a football agent. Just be act like a proper big time football agent, but you live in a 1-bedroom dingy flat, and it'd be quite. I think you could make something funny out of that.
And you look after 4 Manchester League players.
BBC Three are going to copy this idea now, guarantee you. Mate.
Did you see Was it Clinton Morrison had tweeted about how agents had been onto him? He's got a step 5 team, something like that, and they'd been like, right, got a player here for you, won't play for less than 500 quid a week. And he was like, mate, I don't know what my budget is for next year. And he's like, wow, okay, straight away, we'll do it for 400. And he went, mate, I don't know my budgets for next season. And he put, Jesus, you're driving a bargain, 350. And he went all the way down to look, you give him 50 quid, he'll play for you. And he was like, mate, I don't know him, and I haven't even got my budgets to say anything next season.
You literally could have had the budget to pay him the first price, but he told him, I don't know my budget. Fucking hell. That's how United go into negotiations. We don't know our budget, but we want Messi.
Yeah. There's something really interesting in terms of anchoring. I don't know if you did it when you was doing estate agent shit, when you have to go and put a really high figure in people's head early doors. So then that's the figure they think of when they think of something. So like you see people in the papers and they're like, oh, he's £100 million player. And it might not be yet. But then when people start to negotiate for him, in their head they're thinking he's £100 million player.
Well, everyone thinks he's worth £100 million. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's anchoring. It's really interesting. I thought it was a really interesting concept.
Yeah, I don't do those kind of things. I was an ethical estate agent. Not many of them about.
You sure it was ethnic, not ethical?
Ethical. I was both.
Right, I think we'll wrap it up there because I need a toilet.
This has been fun.
I'll see you on Sunday over on your channel then, eh?
Pod to Nowhere, youtube.com/Adam Mckola. What one's this? Howson Mckola Uncensored. Subscribe to Paddock, subscribe to Steve, subscribe to Full Time Devils. We'll be back on there soon. Maybe. One day. Who knows? Only God knows these things.
And he doesn't answer our texts anymore.
Yeah. I'll have to get onto Ronnie. Ronnie knows.
Right, nice one. See you later, everyone.